Yo, what's up guys? Y'all video, and today, man, coming to another video. Today, I'll be talking about my Yankees, and they're finally went out and announced the ALDS series roster. I'm gonna go ahead and break that down, talk about that, and I also will be talking about my guy Scott Effross in a little bit, but just know some very sad news. My man will be undergoing Tommy John surgery, and my heart goes out to him. The dude is effective against lefties, effective against righties, and of course, out of the blue, he pitches 1 inning 8 days ago. I don't know how he got injured, and he will miss not only this season, but also, I believe, also the full-on season. At least seems like it for next season, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. Okay, and me recording this video, it's 11:50 a.m. Yankees play at 7:38 p.m. I'll be live today on my Twitch channel. Link to that will always be in the description box down below. Also will be on the screen as always with the animations. It is twitch.tv/yourboy Jean. I will be going ahead and reacting to the Yankees game, and I also will be dropping a video later today or early morning, depending on my mood. If we win or lose the game, obviously I'm going to be high emotions today, but clips from the game, hype moments, anything that stands out to me that I'll put out in the video. Just go ahead and tune into the video later today. So let's go ahead and go into this ALDS series roster. Okay, so let me actually go ahead and zoom in a little bit just in case you can see some stuff. That should be fun. Okay, so starting off with the position players, we got Harrison Bader, no brainer. Walter Cabrera, everyday left fielder, no brainer. Matt Carpenter, in my opinion, I can see him being the Raul Ibanez of this Yankees team. Come off the bench, hit clutch homers, clutch hits, just come off the bench and provide instant offensive production. Josh Donaldson, of course, he's our everyday third baseman. Hate him or not. Mario Gonzalez. This is where I kind of think Oswald Perez. I know Marwin plays first, he plays short, he plays the field, but bro, Oswaldo Cabrera is a much better player than Mario Gonzalez, but the Yankees are loyal. How many times this season have we thought potentially Mario Gonzalez, when a player came back from the injured list, Mario Gonzalez will be DFA. Mario Gonzalez will get sent down to AAA. Nope. Mario Gonzalez always makes the cut. I don't know what, like, he has to be like hypnotizing him because he's not that good of a baseball player. He's just versatile. He can play multiple positions. Let's say if he pinch hit for Rizzo, and like, let's say we pinch run for Rizzo, we put Timmy Lowe instead of Rizzo, who come in at first base, probably Mario Gonzalez, when you could have literally put Oswaldo Cabrera over there, and you can put you can honestly put Timmy Lowe in the field, or you can just substitute Timmy Lowe in the field for an Aaron Hicks. But yeah, and then Aaron Hicks, I knew he would make it. He's making 7 years, $70 million. He does walk a good amount. I do like his defense in the field. Obviously, we know that play he had against the Rays. That was just an abomination. I don't want to see that, but he does have some power. He has shown to at least hit comfortably well in the playoffs. Hate him or not, I've been on the Aaron Hicks hate train. I've been in the Aaron Hicks love train. It's just at this point, I guess he's on the roster. Kyle Higashioka, he's literally been an insane catcher for us over this last couple of weeks. He's hitting the ball very well. We know how good he is defensively. Not as good offensively as a guy like a Jose Trevino, but to have both of these guys on our team, I'm just thankful. I'm just very, very thankful. They probably, I'll say Trevino gets like 65-35 in terms of playing time, at least in this series, over Kyle Higashioka. I want to see who really catches today. But yeah, then Aaron Judge, obviously MVP. Of course, he's going to be on this roster. That's a no-brainer. IKF, obviously, everyday shortstop, even though we kind of prefer Oswald Peraza over him. IKF, second half of the season, has gotten his power stroke on. His defense, obviously, it's just unpredictable. So hopefully he locks it defensively. Timmy Lowe, we knew he was going to be there because of his ability to steal bases, and that's pretty much it. He's on there to steal bases and only bases, okay? He's like, when he's on first for like a pinch run, you know he just has to be going. He's just wasting his roster spot there pretty much for the most, but respectfully, of course. Anthony Rizzo, obviously, our everyday first baseman. Really good defensively. Again, I think for the 4th year this year, he tied his homer. He's tied his career homers. So wanted to see him go over that. I think it was 32 homers, and he tied it again from when he was on the Cubs like multiple times. So that's tough. Giancarlo Stanton's actually been heating up over the last week and a half, 2 weeks of the season. Hope to see that continue in the playoffs where he actually locks. Gleyber Torres has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball over the last month. Hopefully he continues that. And Jose Trevino, our everyday catcher, that is my guy right there. Absolutely love him defensively. The bat, I definitely want to see it improve. I wouldn't say he quote unquote fell off, but his bat definitely has taken a step back, which does make sense because he was an all-star catcher because of not only his defense but also his offense. And he ended up the season with, I think, with one more homer or maybe a homer less than Kyle Higashioka, who's his backup catcher. So yeah. On to the pitch, Miguel Castro. He would not have made this roster if it wasn't for Scott Effross. The thing with the Guardians roster that's kind of throwing me off, because I've been watching the Guardians all year. I've been betting on them, betting against pitchers against them, because the one thing about the Guardians that you guys should know, the Guardians lead the league in not striking out. I know their roster is different now. Hopefully they put in some rookies like a Oscar Gonzalez, like a Bo Naylor, these guys that, because a guy Andres Jimenez, he does strike out, J-Ram does strike, but Steven Kwan, he literally might lead the league in hitters that are qualified that don't strike out. He had more walks than strikeouts. Striking out Steven Kwan is a huge achievement, okay? So Miguel Castro, he specializes in strikeouts. Scott Effross, he does not. He's just a demon. Scott Effross is an absolute demon, okay? And on to Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole, again, he relies so much on the strikeouts. Last time he played against the Guardians, he got 6 strikeouts, 6 innings. Garrett Cole is a guy that minimum goes out and gets anywhere between, if it was 7 to 10 plus Ks every outing. Even when he gets roughed up, he just does his job, okay? Obviously, that's a no-brainer. That's our ace. Hopefully, he continues to be our ace. Hopefully, he, like I said today in the tweet, today is the Garrett Cole legacy game. If he once again plays shift rush in the playoffs, that's a very bad look, and he needs to go out and deal today, okay? Nestor Cortez Jr., who arguably has been our best pitcher this year. He has a sub 2.5 ERA. He has some good strikeout stuff. We know his funky mechanics. That's my guy right there, Domingo Germán. He'll be in the bullpen. Clay Holmes absolutely fell off after the first half, but we had to have him on the roster. Now we have to go by closer by committee because Clay Holmes just absolutely fell off, sadly. Jonathan Loaizaga, a guy that would be a candidate for one of those closer by committee options. Lucas Licky, our only one of 2 lefties on his roster. It would have been Chapman. We know he just didn't end up coming to the mandatory workout. And I believe Jack Curry said today that Chapman obviously would have been an option on the roster if he actually came out and went to the workout because of the Scott Effross injuries. We would have had 3 lefties and no Miguel Castro, but only having 2 lefties is kind of interesting. I think our 2018 roster, if I'm not mistaken, we had 4 lefties. Now we have 2 lefties. I guess I trust Wandy though. Lucas Licky, he usually just eats innings, comes in during blowouts. I want to see him in some meaningful innings to see what he actually has. Wandy Peralta, absolutely love Wandy Peralta. Wandy Peralta is just an absolute star, one of the most underrated relievers in baseball. Really good lefty, has some good strikeout stuff, but he might be one of those guys as well that comes in during the 9th inning to close the game out. I don't know if I'm confident in anybody respectfully closing this game out, but obviously I'm gonna have to deal with it, whether it's Clay Holmes, whether it's Loaizaga, whether it's Wandy Peralta. Clark Schmidt is also on the roster. I'm a Clark Schmidt guy. I believe he so far this season has showed that he's a way better reliever than he is a starting pitcher. Remember, he got absolutely tossed up and turned around paws by the Oakland Athletics. That was absolutely not good at all. Luis Severino, obviously a number 3 starter. I absolutely love him. He literally had a 7-inning game in his last game, allowing no hits against the Texas Rangers. In my opinion, if he finishes out that game, he gets the no-hitter, no question. So what an amazing way to go out for 7 in the regular season. 7 no-hit innings against a pretty good offensive-minded Texas Rangers team. Jameson Taillon, aka JMO, apparently he is probably going to quote-unquote piggyback Garrett Cole today after his star. I think Boone talked about him also being an option, I believe, for the closing role, which would be pretty interesting. I mean, we saw Zach Eflin, obviously starter for the Phillies, come back from an injury, couldn't make it back in time to be stretched out as a starter, and he ended up going ahead and closing out games against the Cardinals in the playoffs, and he closed out back-to-back games, if I'm not mistaken, against the Cardinals, have been the Phillies to the NODS against the Braves. So yeah, and then we got Lou Trevino, who literally, get Montas out the way. This is the Lou Trevino trade. Lou Trevino is an absolute stud. I absolutely love him. He's just pitched some very huge innings. Remember that game he had against the Mariners where the bases were loaded. My man got the strikeout. He has good strikeout stuff. He comes in to clean up the mess. I'm just a Lou Trevino guy. Lou Trevino is low-key a guy that I wouldn't mind being a closer for the team. Again, whether that's Lou Trevino, whether that's Jonathan Loaizaga, whether that's Clay Holmes, potentially, I guess, but yeah. Okay, now let me go ahead and bring up this Jack Curry tweet for end off the video, but yeah. Okay, so let's see. This is tough to read, man. This is tough to read. According to Jack Curry, Scott Effross is excluded off the ALDS roster because he has an elbow issue, and it's been determined that he will need Tommy John surgery. Major loss for the Yankees, who viewed Effross as a linchpin reliever in this postseason and beyond. Wow, that absolutely hurts. Obviously, we got him for Hayden Wesneski, who's been an absolute beast so far with the Chicago Cubs. We got him for October to, like I said earlier in the video, to be hard on lefties and hard on righties. And now, of course, on the day of the LDS, we're notified that he will be out for the remainder of the season and probably the remainder of next season as well, which is an absolute just gut punch. My heart just sunk, man. Scott Effross, the guy that also would be an option for the closer by committee, but again, now we have to rely on Miguel Castro. Miguel Castro, he can either be really good or really bad. We saw him coming after Luis Severino against the Rangers when he had that 7 no-hit innings. Miguel Castro instantly comes in and allows 2 hits. In the playoffs, we can't allow that to happen. Like walks, hits. Like Miguel Castro is known for that. Like it's just, I mean, who else could he have put on his roster though? Scott Effross, man, prayers, man. Obviously gonna miss you on this roster, man. Wow, that absolutely hurts my soul, man. It absolutely hurts my soul. Okay, should be a good game. Hopefully, we got what Cal Quantrill was literally doesn't lose. Like the Guardians just don't lose Cal Quantrill starts, and Garrett Cole, who playing against one of the teams that just barely strike out when he's a strikeout pitcher. It's just gonna be hopefully a good game for us. I'm not trying to sweat out here. Game 1, okay. Just give me a good game today, Garrett Cole, please, my guy, please, okay. But other than that, yo, that is the video. Go below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up. Just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. John. Hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.